Okay. You may be seated. Let the record reflect that the court is back in session at cause number 330038. The cause is styled the state of Texas versus Carriana Savoy. Let the record reflect that Ms. Savoy is present in court with her attorney, Attorney Peter Doyle. Let the record also reflect that the state is present with its assistant district attorney, Attorney Colby Hoffpower. Attorney Hoffpower, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, ready, you are.
Defense, are you ready to proceed?
Me?
Yes.
Sir. We're ready.
And let the record also reflect that Attorney Lamar Johnson is also present in the courtroom. Now, ladies of the jury, a settlement has been reached in this case. Ms. Savoy, will you come forward with your attorney? And Mr. Paul, Mr. Boy, you're gonna stand on the X?
Approach to this.
Yes,
This is the document that goes to discovery, so
okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. Ms. Savoy, is your full name Carriana Savoy?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Savoy, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Savoy, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. Savoy, you may put your hand down. Ms. Savoy, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information alleges that, well, I'll just read the information. Information states that in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents to the county court at law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Carriana Savoy, hereafter style the defendant heretofore on or about May 14 of 2021 did then and there intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly caused bodily injury to Kaylin Edmondson. Hereafter style the complainant by punching and kicking the complainant about the face and head against the peace and dignity of the state, signed by Assistant Criminal District Attorney, Jefferson County, Texas. Now, before I do that, Mr. Dahl, are you waiving your right to a jury trial in this case?
Yes, sir. She desires to go forward with the plea.
State, you also waiving your right to jury trial?
State women are right to jury trial.
Okay, now, Ms. Savoy, to this information that I just read, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
Pleading guilty.
Mhm.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Ms. Savoy, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Ms. Savoy, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials, KH on a line next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
The next document that I have is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Ms. Savoy, did you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
And at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Savoy, before you sign and initialed all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Savoy, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 as evidence in this case?
We would, Your Honor, but,
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections? State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Dahl,
Yes, sir.
you have advised and counseled Ms. Savoy. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None.
Ms. Savoy, your attorney, Mr. Dahl, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Savoy, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. And I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will find that there is sufficient evidence to find that you are guilty of this offense. Now, State, do we have a punishment recommendation?
Your Honor, if you'd like to give a punishment prior to.
No,
investigation
okay.
Or
Let
at
me-
that time.
Okay, let me do this. Now, it's my understanding that both the state and the defense have agreed to the court ordering of PSI so that we can set this case for punishment. Is that correct?
Yes.
The state agreed, did not object, but it's the court's decision on whether or not an adjustment. We want.
Okay.
So there's not, the state doesn't affirmatively agree to a PSI.
Okay, so
The court
the,
wants to do that, that's fine.
okay, so the court is, or the state is mute
Yes, sir.
on the issue of ordering a PSI.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So give us a date.
What day do you want to contract?
Did you say day or date?
Day of the week.
Monday,
So
Tuesday.
Day.
let's
Day,
probably
Friday,
do it
Monday.
on a Friday. We do punishments on a Friday.
Okay, it'll be March 17th.
Oh. St. Patrick's Day. Yeah,
Might be here this morning.
okay. So this case will be reset to March 17th of 2023. And Ms. Savoy, you're gonna be ordered to go over to the Jefferson County Probation Office. They have to do what is called a PSI, a pre-sentence investigation report. They're gonna ask for information from you, and they're going to get, once they get the information gathered, they're going to send a report to the court, and the court will give a copy to the district attorney's office and your attorney. And then on the date that we reconvene, your attorney will argue, state will argue, state will make a punishment recommendation, and the state will, and the defense will make a punishment recommendation. However, it's gonna be up to the court to decide what recommendation punishment will be. Now, the judge doesn't have to follow the state recommendation nor the defense recommendation, okay? As long as the punishment is within the punishment range, okay?
Okay.
So you're gonna stand on the X in front of our court coordinator. She's going to reset your case, and I think she has to go over to the probation department today. Is that correct?
I can get her a map.
And I think, is there a certain form we give them for PSI?
Yes.
Okay, please stand on the far X. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, well, ladies of the jury, what you just witnessed was the disposition of the case, and that is, after testimony, the defendant decided to waive a right to the jury, enter a plea of guilty. Let me do this.